Good morning. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thursday. So glad to be here with you again for another Pilates Fusion class. I am so sorry about our technical difficulties last week, but we are back online with you this morning. Again, really excited every week to enjoy this class with you. Just wanted to also share, keep your eyes peeled for our virtual schedule coming out next week. We are going to be adding some classes to our schedule to do live with you, and really looking forward to that as well. So I always like to give just a couple of moments here to let folks get logged on to the class and join us. So thanks for sticking with me if you're just hanging out, getting ready to work out. Remember, these workouts are all levels and you don't really need any equipment. You'll notice that I do have my shoes off. It's up to you if you prefer to go barefoot or leave your socks on, but I definitely recommend kicking those shoes off to the side if you even have them on these days. I know some of us aren't leaving the house too much at this point, but that'll definitely keep you a little more comfortable as we go through the workout. I think some of you may have seen from our Facebook updates and on our website that we are hard at work here at the Y, getting ready to reopen for you. We are really excited about it, and we're doing a lot of planning to make sure that we can keep everybody safe and that everybody can have a great experience when they come back. So like I said, I'm getting really excited just thinking about seeing some of your faces in the building again. We are going to continue to offer these live classes as well. So if you weren't quite ready to come back to the facility at this point, there's still going to be something here for you to enjoy with us. Awesome, well, let's go ahead and get our workout started for today. We are going to emphasize a little bit more upper body in our workout today, as well as certainly core, which is always one of our most important focuses. So we're going to start out sitting up nice and tall. Knees dropping down towards the floor, spine is long. Just take some deep breaths in, fan those arms up. And then exhale, release the arms down. And we'll do that a few times, fanning up. And exhaling, releasing the arms down. And a nice big deep breath in. And exhale. We're going to add some twists here. Take that nice deep breath in. And then go ahead and exhale, twist to one side. Get a nice big deep breath in, unwind the center, arms lift. And then exhale, twist to that opposite side. Good, inhale. And exhale, always feels so good just to breathe and start to gently move in the morning, right? And let's do one more pair like that. And other side. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and move right into a tabletop or box position. I always love to warm my spine up with some cat and cow, so join me here. We're going to set hands up underneath the shoulders. Knees are stacked underneath the hips, and we're going to begin with a nice flat back, a neutral spine. As you breathe in, I want you to push your belly down towards the floor, arch through your spine, press the top of your head and the tip of your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, round it out really actively. Pull that navel up and back. Start to wake up those core muscles a little. Nice big deep breath in. And then exhale, round it out. We'll do a few more just like that. As always with our cat-cow, or really any of our warm-up movements, take these at your own pace. If you want to hold in one position or the other for just a little bit longer, go for it. Excellent. Let's do one more here. Inhaling. And exhaling. All right, wonderful. Coming back to that neutral spine position. Back is nice and flat. We're going to move into a little rotation here and start to wake up our shoulders a little more. So I'm going to begin with my right hand moving, left hand stabilizing. You do what feels right for you and just switch next time. So I want you to go ahead and inhale, reach those right fingers up towards the ceiling, and just take a gentle rotation here. As you exhale, I want you to thread the needle. Take that right arm, and just reach those fingers underneath the left arm. Maybe you can just gently press the outside of that right arm down towards the mat. We're going to inhale and open, and then exhale, thread that needle. Good, inhale and open, big reach towards the ceiling, stretch those fingers up. And then exhale, again, twist, reach. Good, let's do 3 more here, big deep breath in. And then exhale, thread the needle. Good, 2. And last one. Good, coming right back to center here. Go ahead, sit back into a child's pose. Just release pressure out of that bracing wrist. Stretch the arms nice and long. Good, take a couple of deep breaths right into the back side of your body. All right, wonderful. We're going to go ahead and come back into that tabletop or box position here. And we're going to switch to the other side for that nice flowing movement. So go ahead, brace with that opposite hand. Take your inhale, open it up. And then exhale, thread that needle. Again, try to keep most of the weight in that bracing, supporting arm here. We want to be really light on the outside of that arm that's pressing down into the mat. Good, inhale and open. Exhale, thread that needle. Good, we've got 3. 2. And last one. Again, open really big here. Stretch it out. And then exhale, thread that needle, reach. Good, bring it right back to center. Go ahead, sit back into that child's pose just really briefly here. A couple of breaths. Again, fingertips walk forwards. I want you to really try to open your shoulders a little in this child's pose. So again, walk those fingertips as far forwards as they'll go, and then press your face and your chest down towards the mat. This shouldn't be painful, but again, I want you to feel those faces beginning to mobilize and lengthen out a little bit. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and start to build a little heat here. We're going to move back up into our tabletop or box position. So once again, hands stacked underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're going to start here and we're going to layer some progressions on as we go. So working on some shoulder taps. I want you to take these at your own pace, basically just picking one hand up and touching that opposite shoulder. So what I want you to focus on is really minimizing any feelings of shifting, of that pressure between the legs shifting side to side, like your body's tilting as one hand comes up. Obviously in this box position, a little bit easier to achieve that stability. And again, keep that spine long, core is still engaged, navel draws up and back. Good. And also focus, while we're in this variation of the move, just try to focus on making really good, solid plants with those hands as you shift from side to side. That's going to help to protect your wrists. Remember, we don't need to do these moves really fast. It's actually better maybe to go a little bit slower so that we can maintain control and keep the working muscles under tension longer. So if this feels right for you today, stay here. If you can, I want you to go ahead, take a big hand step forwards and move right into a kneeling plank position. I do recommend just scooting your knees out a little bit wider if you're in this kneeling plank to help you stay nice and stable. So same movement here. We're going to go ahead and lift one hand and gently touch that opposite shoulder. So again, stay here with me if you can. Make sure you're not arching into that low back space. Excellent. About 10 more seconds here. Remember, we're not going for repetitions. I want you to go at your own pace. Think about keeping your elbows unlocked. We want the arms straight, but keep just a little cushion in that elbow joint. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Go ahead and push back. I want you to roll yourself all the way over so that you're down on the mat on your back. All right, we're going to move into our next exercise, which is called the 100. So I want you to start out feet on the floor. Remember, as we go, we're going to layer some progressions on. We're going to stretch our fingertips as if we're trying to reach down towards the heels, same direction those toes are pointing. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to curl up so that your head and shoulders are lifted away from the mat. Start to take some nice vigorous pumps through the arms here. Really trying to act like that arm is one long, rigid unit, all the way from your shoulder to your fingertips. Good. Tuck that chin forward slightly, just to try to help prevent any tension from building up in your neck. And think about continuously pulling that navel back. Good. Once you've got a little bit of a feel for the move here, I want you to start to work on the timing, the tempo of this movement. So our goal here is to do 5 pumps each time we breathe in, and 5 pumps each time we breathe out. So begin to work on finding that rhythm, that pace with your own breath. Good. Drop those shoulders down out of your ears. Arms reach nice and long. Again, adding a progression on here. Feet can stay down if this feels right for you. Just slide those legs up into that invisible box position, if you can, while maintaining great form. We've got about 15 more seconds here. Good. Keep working those pumps. You're doing a great job. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Head and shoulders release back. Knees hug in towards the chest. Take a gentle rock from side to side. Nice work. We're going to go ahead and roll over so that we're facing the mat again. And we're going to come back to that shoulder tapping movement. So we are going to layer on just one more progression this time. So I want you to start in the option that feels right for you. Either that box position or out in your kneeling plank. Remember, if we're in that kneeling plank, it does help you to stay stable if you slide those knees out just a little bit wider, closer to the edges of your mat. Lift up through your navel. Let's go ahead and begin. Remember, we're not counting down reps here. We're just doing this based on time so that everyone can go at their own pace and stay safe and stay stable. Like I said, minimize that wiggle, minimize that shift. Try to keep your shoulders as relaxed as you can. Drop them down away from your ears. Keep that neck nice and long. All right, excellent. We're going to get ready to move into our progression here. So if you're in your box position and you'd like to try to move forwards into this kneeling plank, I encourage you to do that. If you're in the kneeling plank and you want to take it a little further, I just want you to take a micro pause here. Push your toes down into the floor. Hold the feet in that nice wide position and start to work on your shoulder taps from this full plank. Try to keep your hips nice and low. And again, shoulders dropping down out of the ears. Not an easy variation of this exercise. Remember, you can back out of any progressions as you need to. All right, give me 15 seconds here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, release down the mat. Go ahead and roll yourself back over. Whew, I am starting to get warm. How about you guys? All right, rolling it all the way back. Again, we're going to add one more progression on for this 100 exercise. I want you to either start with feet flat on the floor or legs up in that invisible box position, your choice. Fingers stretch forwards, head and shoulders peel up, navel pulls back. Let's begin with those nice, vigorous pumps. Awesome. Try to link with your breath here. Remember, 5 pumps as you breathe in and 5 pumps as you breathe out. Nice and controlled. All right, doing a great job. Don't forget to breathe. Moving into that progression of feet are on the floor. and you can come up to this invisible box, I encourage you to do so. If you're in the invisible box, go ahead, stretch those toes forwards, 45-degree angle in the legs. Make sure your low back doesn't lift away from the mat when you take these progressions. Good, keep it up, you got it, you got it. Less than 20 seconds here. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Release your head and shoulders back. Knees hug in towards the chest. Quick rock from side to side. Decompress. All right, fantastic. I want you to go ahead and start to roll yourself over so that you're facing the mat again. And we're going to begin to work into some push-ups here. So with our push-ups right out of the gate, I'm going to give you 3 options for intensity. So just like we did for our shoulder taps, really, we have kind of those same plank and box positions as our options. So starting right from your tabletop or box, this is a great place to begin if you really are working on developing that upper body strength. If you feel like your back is uncomfortable when you're doing even kneeling push-ups, start here and really just try to focus on keeping everything engaged and in line. Our next position is going to be our kneeling plank. This is where I'm going to live today. So coming into that plank position, navel's lifted, knees are on the floor, or finally, if you ate your Wheaties this morning and you really want to take it full bore, you're going to go onto your toes and work from your full plank position. As I said, I'm sticking with knees this morning because I want to maintain the best form that I can. So go ahead, open your hands so they're right underneath your shoulders. Again, shoulders drop down, create that space along the sides of your neck. As you inhale, I want you to bend your elbows out and slightly back. And then exhale, push away with strength. So we're inhaling, lowering. Exhaling, pushing away with strength. Again, try to make sure at the top of your push-up that you've got just a little bit of flex in those elbows, a little bit of softness. I don't want you to feel like you're locking out in that space. We want to make the upper body work and protect those joints. Good, exhale, push away. As much as we think of our push-ups as an upper body exercise, remember core is such a huge piece to having good form in this move. So continue to lift that navel up and back, even slightly tuck that tailbone forwards to help keep your back in a really neutral position. Great thing about push-ups is it's easy to customize them, right? We already started out, we've got 5 to go, by the way, with all of those options. And we can also, 4, control our depth to help adjust that intensity. 3, I just want you to go as low as you can go without losing your great form. Just 2 more, stay with me. Nice, and last one. Whew, excellent job. All right, let's take some pressure off of the wrists. We're going to go ahead and roll back onto our backs. That is not our only set of push-ups. I'm not going to hide that from you guys, but we will give those muscles a break before we come back to them. So go ahead and roll all the way back onto the mat. We're going to begin with a series that's really going to help to strengthen our deep core muscles as well as some of the stabilizers around our hips. So again, you pick which side you'd like to begin on. For me, I'm going to start by moving my left leg just so that it's a little easier for you to see what I'm doing. So we have 2 options for that right leg or right foot. We can keep the right foot down on the floor, which is going to give you just a little more support, or you can bring that right leg up into your invisible box position. So left leg, I want your left leg to start in that invisible box 90-degree angle. As you breathe in, I want you to go ahead and slowly release those left toes down to touch the floor. Then we're going to exhale and stack that knee back over the hip. We're going to inhale and lower. And then we're going to exhale, knee over hip. You got it. Inhale and lower. Exhale, knee over hip. Remember, we're going to progress this, but just stay here with me at first. Try to make sure that you have the best form that you can. Hips are squared. They're stable on the mat. And you're engaging that core continuously to keep your low back lightly connecting to that mat surface. So I'm going to do one more with this variation, and then I'm going to show you the progression. So we're inhaling, and then exhaling. To progress here, I just want you to go ahead, straighten that leg out. Keep your knee locked. Inhale, release, not quite all the way to the ground. Keep a gap. And then exhale, lift to about 45 degrees. Inhale, lower with control. Keep that gap. And then exhale, lift to about 45 degrees. So nice controlled range of motion here, ensuring that we can maintain good form and that we're also keeping those muscles under tension as we work. Good. Exhale and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Exhale, lift. Excellent. Bring those legs back into the invisible box position, or you can go ahead and release feet all the way to the floor if you need to. Working with the same leg. It is not done yet. We've got just a couple more things we're going to do. We're next going to work on a nice leg arcing movement. So we're going to start out in that same modified position. Again, remember that you can keep that right foot down. If you feel like you need just a little bit more support, try to keep it up in that invisible box if you can. So left leg, as you inhale, I want you to go ahead and open that left leg out like a book. Keep that right hip, that opposite hip, pushing down into the mat. Make sure you're not rolling towards that opening side. Exhale and draw in. Inhale and open up. Exhale and draw in. Again, start here with me. Establish that good form, that rhythm, that control, and then we'll progress it. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, nice job. And exhale. I'm going to do 2 more of that variation. And 1 more. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and work into that progression. So same thing, we're just going to straighten that leg out, arcing out as far as we can without feeling pain or strain. And then exhaling, sweeping in. Inhale, toes reach out, nice arc. Exhale, sweep it in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good, nice. Hold that opposite leg nice and steady as well. Last 2. Awesome, and just 1 more like this. Excellent, excellent. All right, I want you to pause again at the top of your last part of the series. I promise. Stay with me. We are still moving that same leg. We're going to combine both the leg lower and the leg arc. Again, we'll start with our modified version, and remember you can keep that opposite foot down on the mat as much as you need to. So let's start out with that leg lower. We're going to take an inhale, toes release to the mat. Exhale, good, knee stacks over hip. Now we're going to inhale, open that book. And then exhale, good, sweep that leg back in. Let's do that again. We're going to inhale, toes connect. Exhale, knee stacks. Inhale, open. And exhale, knee stacks. You got it. Let's do another couple with that modified variation, and then we'll progress it. All right, and 1 more, leg lower. And then leg arc. All right, excellent. Let's go ahead and progress that. Straighten the leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift just to about 45 degrees. Inhale, arc. Exhale, sweep in. Nice job. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, arc that leg. You got it. Exhale, sweep it in. We've got 4, 3, 2, so close, so close. Hold that form, you got this. Woo! Last pair, last combo. Woo! All right, pause at the top. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Again, take that side-to-side rock. Let that hip release for a moment. Take some really big, deep breaths here. We're going to get ready to roll it back over and tackle another set of push-ups. All right, when you're ready, I want you to go ahead and make that transition. Adjust your position, face towards the mat. Start back in the push-up position that's right for you. Box, kneeling plank, or full plank on toes. Again, fingers spread nice and wide. Navel lifts up towards the spine. And shoulders drop down out of the ears. Let's take that inhale and lower. Exhale, push away. Inhale and lower. Exhale, push away. Again, remember, you choose your depth. I only want you to go as low through that push-up as you can while maintaining really good form. Keep it up just a little higher. Good if those shoulders are hiking up or if your low back is arching. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Whew, these are getting tough, getting tough. Last 2, keep that form dialed in. And one more, same tempo, don't rush it. Exhale, push away. Whew. All right, sit back, child's pose. Push-ups, never easy, right? Never an easy move. All right, awesome, guys. We are going to come back onto our backs. We've got that other leg that we are going to work through for that leg lower and leg arc series. So let's go ahead and make that adjustment. Coming back and down onto the mat. All right, remember that your opposite foot, for me that's my left side, your opposite foot can either stay planted on the mat the whole time you're moving that right leg, or you can keep it up in that invisible box. So start where you'd like, and we're going to begin with our leg lowers. Make sure your low back is gently connecting to the mat underneath you, shoulders are relaxed. We'll inhale, drop those toes down, and then exhale. Again, stack that knee right over the hip. Inhale, and exhale. You guys know where we're going with this one. I'm going to do just a few more with this variation, but if you want to start to straighten here, you are more than welcome to. I always love to start with either a base or a modified version of the exercise instead of the most advanced version of the move that I can do, just because it really allows me to hone in on the areas that I'm trying to work, on what I want to engage, how I want to breathe, how I'm going to keep that good form as I move into the progressions. Awesome, I'm going to do just one more like this, and then we'll go ahead and straighten that leg out. Exhale. Again, now take that progression if it's right for you today. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Inhale and lower, nice controlled range here. Remember, we don't want to go all the way to the floor. Really hard to keep that low back down with the leg all the way to the ground. And then we want to pause at about 45 degrees at the top so we can keep all of those muscles working the entire time. Whew. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And last one. All right, excellent. Pause here at the top. Let's get ready to transition into our leg arc. So right out to the side. Remember, we want to really glue down that opposite hip so that our pelvis isn't twisting as the leg opens out. All right, starting modified here. Take that nice deep breath in, open that book. All right, exhale, sweep it in. Good, inhale, open that book. Exhale, sweep it in. Remember, these moves definitely shouldn't be painful. All of us have different flexibilities in these parts of our hips, and so just work with the range of motion that feels okay for you. Challenge is good, pain is not. All right, we're going to do 3 more of this modified variation, and then we'll progress it. 2, and 1. All right, awesome. Straighten that leg out. Inhale, arc. And exhale, sweep it in. Good. Inhale, arc. Exhale, sweep it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Whew. All right, pause at the top. Put your feet on the mat here if you need to for a moment. We're going to move into that final part of this series where we combine both that leg lower and the leg arc. Again, put that opposite foot down on the mat if you need to. Make sure you're not feeling a lot of tension in your back here. All right, let's set it up. Let's do this. We're going to go ahead and begin with modified and with the leg lower. So we're inhaling, toes gently connect. Exhale, sweep it back up and in. And then go ahead, inhale, move into that arc. Exhale, sweep it in. Good, let's do that again. Toes to the floor. And exhale, knee stacks. Good, inhale, open up. Exhale, good, knee stacks. You got it. All right, great job, guys. I'm going to do one more with this modified position. And then we'll slide right into that full variation. All right, join me if you can. Leg extends. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And then take that arc. Good, make sure your low back, make sure it's still connected here. I know I remind you guys of that a lot, but that's really where we're getting a lot of the core work is by maintaining that neutral spine. That is a huge piece to any of these moves that we're doing. Really, really important. All right, we're almost there, guys. We've just got 3. 2. Last combo, thank goodness. Woo! All right, nice work. Let those feet release back to the mat. And then just go ahead, give yourself a nice little windshield wiper here, knees side to side. And if you're feeling any tension in the hips or the back, try to shake it out a little bit here. We are going to cap off this little flow, this part of the workout, with just one more set of push-ups. I can hear you guys groaning through the Facebook. I am there with you. Like I said, not an easy exercise, but so worthwhile, right? Really helps to build our upper body and our core strength. And we've got all of those options that we can take to really make the push-ups feel right for us today. So when you're ready, I want you to go ahead and just adjust yourself here. We're going to roll to face towards the mat one more time. All right, so find what works for you, that box position, kneeling plank or full plank. The core is lifted up and in, shoulders drop down out of the ears, and we've got just that little bit of softness in the elbows at the top. Let's go ahead and do this final set. Inhale and lower. Exhale, push away. Again, just go as deep into the push-up as you can while maintaining a really good form. 9, 8, good, look down at the mat here. 7, keep that neck nice and relaxed. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. I know, getting tough, lower. Exhale, push away, child's pose. Woo! All right, take some pressure off of those palms, out of those wrists. Take a few nice deep breaths into your back, in between the shoulder blades. All right, awesome. You guys are doing such a great job. Like I said, I'm always so appreciative to have you out there working out with me on these Thursday and Friday mornings. So we're going to go ahead and adjust position here for our last sequence. We're going to do a little side body action. So I want you to pick a side to start on, and we're going to set up in a supported forearm position. So I want you to take that bottom arm and just stack it so that you've got your elbow underneath your shoulder and your wrist in front of your elbow. Legs are going to stay folded back. I want you to draw your navel back and gently engage through your bottom. Push your hips forwards so that you're as two-dimensional from front to back as you can be. I don't want you to feel like you're sitting back into a V shape here. Keep everything nice and engaged through the center. Torso's nice and square here. Make sure your shoulders are stacked. I want you to aim for that as we incorporate a little bit of upper body movement here. So go ahead, push out of that bottom arm. Keep a nice lift through that shoulder. I want you to take your top arm and just extend it out in front of you so that your hand is at about shoulders level. Okay, elbow is nice and soft. So I want you to go ahead, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together just to reach those fingertips towards the ceiling. Really try to feel that pinch, that activation between your shoulders at the top. I want you to go ahead and inhale. Make sure your top shoulder isn't rolling forwards. Keep that shoulder pulling back. Just drop the arm. Then we're going to go ahead and exhale. Good. Sweep those fingers up. Squeeze those muscles behind that shoulder. Inhale and lower. And then exhale. Squeeze and lift. Again, nice and controlled. Good, really paying attention, focusing on that form. For this upper body part of the move, we are going to add a little progression here in just a couple more reps. So if you're waiting for the core part of this move, it's coming. Exhale, sweep up. Let's do one more like this. Inhale and lower. Exhale and sweep up. All right, so here's our progression here. I want you to just go ahead and pop that bottom hip up off of the mat. So you're in a supported side plank position here. Continuing to move that arm slowly and with control. We're inhaling and lowering. And then we're exhaling and lifting. Again, really pinch shoulder blades at the top. Inhale and lower. We've got 5 from here. Stay with me. Exhale, sweep up. 4. 3, 2, last one, lift, and then go ahead, release that arm, sink your hips back down towards the floor, we're going to go ahead and extend that bottom arm out nice and long. I want you to take your top leg and just drape it on the floor in front of you. Bend your knee. We're going to turn our attention to the bottom leg at this particular moment, but don't worry, we are going to come back to that top leg as well. I want you to go ahead, straighten that bottom leg out, and flex your toes. We're going to work on some adductor inner thigh lifts here. Remember, it's not as important to think about lifting up really high, but just try to go nice and slow and with control. I want you to take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to just start to lift that bottom leg, peel the outside of the leg away from the mat, push the inside of your ankle bone up towards the sky, and then slowly with control, we're going to release. So again, it doesn't have to be a really high lift. We only have so much range of motion in this direction, in this part of our bodies. So we just want to try to go really slow. Exhale. Think about continuously lifting through that leg the whole time you're pushing that breath out, and slowly release the leg to the mat as you breathe in. Exhale, push, lift, and then inhale, slowly release. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. On this last one, I want you to lift and hold at the top. Hold at the top. I know, harder than it sounds. Try to minimize any shaking, trembling, wiggling here. Like I said, I know that's not the easiest thing to do. A few nice deep breaths. Just about 10 more seconds. Squeeze and lift. 3, 2, and 1. Soften that leg, release it all the way to the mat. Great job. I want you to go ahead and just lift that top leg so that we're positioning back with legs at about hips width apart. I want you to keep your bottom leg just slightly folded back here instead of completely straight. That's going to help you to feel nice and stable as we work through this next move. So really focusing on abductors, the muscles above the hip, kind of wrapping around to the outside of our bottoms. We are going to feel those working here. So I want you to start out nice 90-degree bend in that top leg. Shin is about parallel to the floor at the start of the move. I want you to go ahead, take an inhale, and gently try to release that knee towards the floor in front of you without allowing your top hip to roll forward. So if you can't touch the floor, that's okay. So we're releasing as low as we can, and then on your exhale, I want you to go ahead, push up and back, lengthen that leg out, really squeeze all of the muscles around the top of the hip and through your bottom. So we're going to go ahead and inhale, leg drops back and in. Again, pull back through that top hip. I don't want you rolling forwards. Exhale, kick back. Nice. So we're going to go ahead, inhale, knee to floor. Again, just go as low as you can go. And then exhale, kick back. Takes a lot of control, right? This one's really sneaky to try to slowly release that knee without letting that top hip roll forwards. I think so. That is the toughest part of that move. Lower. And then exhale and lift. Lower. Exhale and lift. 7. 6, 5, 4. Nice job, guys. So close. We've got 3, 2, and 1 more like this. Good. Exhale, push, lift, hold here. Good. Extend out through those toes. Again, really try to feel those muscles around the top and back of that hip joint engaging. Good. Squeeze and hold. Deep breaths. Just about 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Release that leg all the way down. Such a great job. All right, we are going to go ahead and transition to the other side. So I want you to just move through here and right onto that opposite side. So we're going to set up forearm underneath us. This is our very last set here, so just stay with me a little bit longer. We're going to feel so good when we're all done here, right? So we're going to begin with that bottom hip down. Top arm reaches out in front of us. He said, really try to make sure that you're not rolling forwards as the arm comes down. Pull back through that top shoulder. Keep your hips nice and square. Squeeze through your bottom. Draw your navel in. Let's go ahead and inhale, lower that top arm. And then exhale, open. Squeeze those shoulder blades together at the top. Inhale, lower. And exhale, open. Good, nice job. Inhale, lower. Exhale, open. He said we're starting with that bottom hip down on the mat. You guys know where we're going with this one. If you want to pop up into that side plank early, feel free. I'm going to do just 2 more repetitions with the hip down and then move into that progression. All right, and the last one before the progression. All right, again, you take it if you choose to, and if you can maintain good form, slide that bottom hip up off of the floor. We're exhaling, lifting. Good, nice side plank form here. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Again, keep those hips stacked. You got this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Exhale. Whew. Good. Inhale, lower with control. Release that bottom hip down. Stretch that bottom arm out nice and long. Feels good. All right, we're going to come into that adductor lift. So let's go ahead and take that top leg, slide it forwards. Knee and shin gently connect to the ground. We'll extend that bottom leg out, toes flex back towards us. Take a nice deep breath in. Remember, I want you to try to lift, push upwards the whole time you're breathing out. Control that tempo. Good. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You got this. Exhale, lift. I said second to last exercise here. Yay for that, right? We are almost there. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and you know what's coming on that last one? I want you to lift, squeeze, and hold. Good, again, try to minimize any shaking, any wiggling here. I know it gets tough. It's a really sneaky one, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Release that bottom leg. Whew. All right, great job, guys. Last work exercise here. You've got that little dip and lift with the top leg. So I want you to start out, just square yourself off here. Make sure your hips are stacked. And again, I want you to fold that bottom leg back just a little bit so that you feel stable as you kick that top leg in that slightly backwards direction. Make sure that top hip isn't rolling forwards. Let's start on our inhale. Lower that knee towards the floor. Again, if you can't touch the floor, no problem. Exhale, kick up and back. Nice diagonal path of movement here towards the floor in front. And then exhaling, kicking, pushing back. You got it. Inhale, lower. That's the hardest part on this one, I think. Is trying to go really slow with that knee towards the floor and not roll, right? Lower. And exhale, push away. I love this one because it builds strength, but also actually works a little bit on our flexibility, on our mobility, right? Inhale, lower. Exhale, push back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, so close. Last 2, and last 1. All right, as you sweep up, I want you to go ahead and hold in that top position. Good, continue to pull your navel up and back, glutes are engaged. Nice deep breaths, we are almost there. Good, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, go ahead, release that leg down and in. I want you just to push yourself up through your table or box position. And then go ahead, give me one more child's pose here. Sit back, extend those arms forwards. Ooh, lengthen out that back side of the body. Awesome, walk your hands back towards your knees. And then go ahead, sit up, just roll those shoulders out. If it's not comfortable for you to sit on your bent legs like this, it's okay, just sweep them out in front of you. All right, excellent, excellent. Another great workout with you guys today. That's all I've got for you. Thank goodness, right? We were ready to be done. We were working hard as always. Really appreciate you making time to do this class with me, whether you're here live at 9:50, if you did this whole class with me right now, I really appreciate you being here. Or if you're watching this class later at a time that works for you, like I said, I really appreciate it. Thank you as well for hitting this post with either a like, comment, or share. That definitely helps other people to be able to see and enjoy the videos as well. So thanks so much for that. I will see you tomorrow for Cardio Fusion, and then again, keep your eyes peeled for our virtual schedule next week. We are going to be adding some more classes to the schedule. We look forward to seeing you there. Have an awesome day.